What do you do with vanilla beans and strawberries? Well, I'm going to do a three-part video today. And I'm going to show you three different things, but in the long run, what I'm trying to make is strawberry cream soda. But at each step, you can use what we make in other things. First, we're going to roast strawberries and vanilla beans. Then we're going to puree them to make it into a simple syrup. And then we're going to make the soda. Enjoy. Welcome back to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandy. And today we're using 2 large packages of strawberries. I already have washed them and dried them on a paper towel, put them back in the container so it's easy for me to show you cutting these up. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cut every single one of these strawberries, making sure that there's no leaves on any of them. And I'm just going to stack them all up. Then I'm going to take a half of a lemon and I am going to squeeze that all out. A few seeds dropped in. And in the description below, I am going to tell you all the different things that I know that you can do with each of these steps instead of just making the soda. Now I'm using 3 vanilla beans, sliced and scraped. And you want to make sure you cut all the way through, sharp knife on a cutting board, and just be careful whenever you're using a knife. Now, when I go to scrape those beans out, I just open the half up, and then I turn my knife upside down. So it's scraping with the back side of the knife. One, it's safer, and it's really easy to get all those little seeds out of the vanilla bean. And I'm just rubbing them onto the strawberry pile. When I get all of them, I'm going to just mix that up so those little seeds get all over the strawberry, so there's just a great, rich vanilla bean flavor into it. And when I get it incorporated, I'm just going to spread it all out onto my cookie sheet, and I'll lay those vanilla beans on there also. I didn't spray the pan at all. You don't need to. So I got it all spread out. I'm going to lay those vanilla beans, and then I'm going to use a cup of sugar and I'm sprinkling it over the top. I'm not going to mix it. I'm just sprinkling it on the top throughout all of it. And I'm going to have my oven already preheated to the 345 degrees. Now, you'll have to know your oven. It may have to go lower, it may have to go higher, just depending on your oven. At 20 minutes, you can see that the juices are being released. And the smell of my house is just fantastic. At 40 minutes, the syrup that it's making has gotten thicker. And at 50 minutes, it's done. The strawberries are roasted. They've started to change some color. And that's what I'm looking for. But I don't want the sugar water to crystallize. And you can see that it's a nice, rich color. Now, carefully take those vanilla beans out because they will be hot. And you could dry them at this point, grind them up, put them in some sugar, and you'd have that strawberry vanilla flavor in there. Fabulous. I'm scraping it all out because I want the juice to drain out, because I want to make sure that I have enough juice, or if I have too much juice, I know that I don't need to put it all into my food processor. But it looks like I'm getting the right amount. I don't want it too juicy. I want it nice and thick. So after it's drained for a few minutes, about 10 minutes, I'm going to move the strawberries over to my food processor, and I'm just going to puree them. When you make this puree, you can use it for a lot of things. Strawberry muffins is an example. And as it gets mixed up, it gets lighter. When I have it mixed enough so it's very velvety, I'm going to pour that syrup from the strawberries that I strained off into it. And I just find that 2-step process very nice. And so once it's all pureed together, it's very thick, it's rich, and we're ready for the second step. Now this would be great for muffins or cakes, things like that if you wanted to use it. Step 2. This is where I'm going to make a simple syrup. Now I mix mine together. 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar, and the 1 3/4 cup puree. And that's the entire amount of puree that I made from this 2 containers of strawberries. And I mix them together. Now some people, when they make their simple syrup, they just mix the sugar and the water. They bring it to a boil for about 4 minutes, and then they add the puree. But I like to mix it together. Could I mix it all in the pan at first? I could have. But this is the container that I'm going to store my puree in anyway, and so I want it really well mixed. And you can use a spatula, a whisk, anything you want, just so that you really get that sugar incorporated in that puree. Then I'm going to move it and put it onto the stove. I'm going to do it at a medium-low heat because I don't want it to heat up too fast. See, I have it all mixed in there and incorporated. Now, simple syrup you could use in a cocktail. You could use it when you're making a lot of different things that you need the liquid, that it's a little bit more runny than just the puree. So it's going into my pan, medium-low heat, and I am going to stir this constantly. And what I want it to do is I want it to get to a boil. I don't want it a full rolling boil, just so it starts to boil. Now you can see that it's starting to foam up. You can see the steam that's starting to come off of it. But the reason why I stir it all the time is I don't want it to stick to the bottom of the pan. There, it's starting to boil. I turn the burner off and I take it off the heat. And then I will just let it sit on the stove till it cools. But see that nice rich color once it's cooled? It's just fabulous. And it stays all together. It doesn't separate itself, which is really nice. Step 3. Now this is where I'm going to make my strawberry vanilla cream soda. I have 3 cups of sparkling water, 3/4 cup of my strawberry syrup. Now you could just mix it just like this, but I like cream soda. So I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream. And I'm going to use my whisk so that I can mix that up. Now sparkling water is very bubbly. So once I get that cream in there and we stir it up, you can see the action that it does. And it is just a fabulous homemade soda for you. And you can make it with a lot of different kinds of berries, but I happen to like strawberry vanilla. And so that's what I'm doing. See how the bubbles up? Now I'm going to pour it in a jar because of course we have to have Joe be our taste tester because he is always my official taste tester. But it's a light pink color, just beautiful. Something kids will enjoy too. Okay, so Joe's going to try my strawberry cream soda. Okay, Joe, check it out.
Looks good. That's pretty good. That is good. I could drink this on a hot day.
Next time you want some cool, refreshing soda, and you don't want to buy it at the store, try some strawberry vanilla cream soda. I think you'll enjoy it.